video. I'm not gonna win an Oscar, that's for sure. Anyway, I just want to thank you, man. Thank you for instilling in me the hard work ethic when it came to sports, man. Back in the late 70s, man, you came to friendship, and you was just telling us how we need to continue to work, and I did that. And you've always instilled that work ethic, and I went to a high school at Roosevelt, and you became coach at Wilson, and we used to have our battles back and forth, and you used to always tell me, I'm coming at you, and it just always made me to be more prepared for game situation. And that work ethic is something that I will never forget that you've instilled in me, man. And as time went on, we became family, and you decided that we would go out boating or fishing on the Bootlam. And a lot of people may not know the Bootlam, but the Bootlam is one of the best vessels that ever was out there on the water. One day we went out, me, you, Barry, Greg, we went out on the Chesapeake Bay and we were fishing. Oh man, beautiful day, sun out, hitting the water, the smooth glass of the Chesapeake Bay. It was just a great day. You decided you was gonna open up the Bootlam. You full throttle. We flying down past the beach in the Chesapeake. And the next thing you know, the engine stalled. We about 300 yards out from shore. And not too far. But the boat started taking on water. What did we do? We wasn't too worried because we had Barry on board, and Barry's a lifeguard, Barry, young guy, all fit, telling us, he's a lifeguard, and we were just, we were like, we're fine, I could swim, Greg could swim, you could swim, but we had a lifeguard on board as well, so we fine. Well, the water kept coming in the boat. We jump out the boat and find out we got a crab pot stuck on the rotor. We trying to get it off. Finally, we get it cut off, but the boat will not start, and it's taking on water. And you looking at me, I'm looking at you, Greg looking at Barry. We all wondering what we gonna do. And the shore line is maybe 200 yards away, and we realize the boat is starting to drift towards shore, but not fast enough. Well, anyway, we finally get to shore, and we're making a big scene. Everybody that's on the beach just staring at us like, who are these fools? And finally, the fire truck had to come tow us in. I've never been on a boat where a fire truck caught us. We went to catch fish, but a fire truck had to catch us. And the fire truck came, and they said that, they're not able to pull us all the way to shore. So we had to get a tow truck. Man, this was a humbling experience, but I couldn't have thought of a greater person to go through it with than you. Because you kept that positive attitude saying, we're going to be okay, we're going to be okay. Like, we're taking on water. And we're in the Chesapeake Bay. But I thank you for the memory, man. And I thank you for the hard work ethic that you instilled in me. Like I said, I won't win an Oscar for this video, but you win many Oscars. You're a great man. I love you.
Coach Fleming, this is Wayne Porter, Woodrow Wilson High School, class of 1985. I just wanted to take a moment today to honor you and celebrate you. I so appreciated my time at Wilson, but most importantly, playing football under your leadership. You taught me to come to learn to love the game of football for what it is and what it stands for the lessons that it teaches us who play. That's discipline and perseverance and dedication and commitment to our team and to one another. So thank you so very much for passing those lessons on to me, those same lessons that I passed on to my children, my 3 boys who came to love the game as well. So again, I love you, I honor you, I respect you. May God bless you, and I hope to see you soon.
Hey, what's up, Coach? Ron Whitfield here. Man, I was up here doing my walk this morning, and I got that message from Shawnee. I'm up here at Wilson this morning, where you put this high school on the map, helped making it a powerhouse that it is today. Man, I remember you making us crab this football field, running these bleachers. We worked hard, man. You taught us what hard work was all about. And I appreciate that. You know, I still instill that in my work ethics and my kids today. You always told me, Ron, you say, Whitfield, stand your ground. You know, that little area under your feet that's your area. You make sure you protect it. I tell my son the same thing, man, and we laugh about it. Good old Wilson High School. Talking about, I shouldn't be letting the cat out the bag, but this stadium is getting ready to be renamed real soon, man. Real soon. And I couldn't think of a better time. We talked about it earlier this month at the WTA meeting. And it's time for you to be honored. Just want you to know, man, I appreciate everything you done for me, how you impacted my life. That's why every time I see you, I gotta come and just hug you, thank you, man, and shake your hand. And you know, those are quality moments that I always appreciate about you, man, and like to share with you. You know, a lot of us in the inner city, you know, a lot of us come from single parent homes. You know, I grew up with my mom and stepdad. My stepdad wasn't really a disciplinarian. My mom was. But when I came up here to Wilson and wanted to play football, I was like, man, use that shot in the arm or that butt kick some of us needed. And I know a lot of the players probably could understand. Well, I probably speak for a lot of them, actually, man. So ain't no telling what would have happened, man. Especially on part of the side of the city I grew up on, you know. But because of this game of football, you know, it ain't only saved me, it saved a lot of us, man, from being in the streets and just doing some of the things we know we shouldn't be doing that a lot of the teenagers get into. So for that, Coach, I say thank you, man. You was a father to many. They say Bill Cosby was America's dad. You right up there with him, buddy. One thing people know when they say DC or Wilson, they say Horace Fleming, Coach Fleming. I'll be back up there to see you today, buddy. God bless.
Hey, brother. This your sister and your brother. I just got a quick story. They stole my picture. And I don't have any proof. But I'm still the #1 fisherwoman.
We got out there, when the boat sunk, thank you, my brother. Because without you, we couldn't have made it back to dry land, man. You did everything you had to do. I just want to let you know I love you. And the big catch, she thought she had the big catch, but she'd never outfish us, bro. Love you, man.
Bye.
Hey, Dad. It's me, Shannon. It's so many things that you did to impact my life. I actually don't remember my life without you. I guess one of the fondest memories I have is relating to this. I remember I'm playing outside and with a bunch of kids, and I'm running away from this boy down the street because he's trying to wet me up with water. And you're in the driveway, and you called me over after a little while and said, your first day of high school, I want you to be at the track because I saw you running down the hill. You're pretty fast. So first day, you better be at that track. And at that time, you know, I really didn't have anything that I was #1 in or that I was the star pupil or anything. So I want to thank you for seeing something in me at that moment. Because I was able to be number one. I was able to win awards, show that I had something special about myself. So I want to thank you and tell you I love you. I will miss you. But I know that I was blessed to have you.
Hey Horace, this is Nzinga, and my first memory is January 1969, A.T. University. I was 18, you were 20, and you came into the student union with a big fat wad of $1 bills to shoot pool, and that was the beginning of our relationship. So that was January. Then in August, we got married. We didn't know anything about anything. But we soon learned, and we grew up together. And we had 3 beautiful, amazing children, Donna, Shawnee, and Barry, who turned out to be such beautiful, kind-hearted souls. And I'm sure you're just as proud of them as I am. And we stayed married for 20 years. So we did good. We did good. So that was a good chapter in my life, and wouldn't change a thing. And I wish you the best. I hope that you are comfortable and at peace. And I love you. All right. Bye.
Hi, Coach Fleming. I just want to let you know how much we appreciate and love you as the father of the Wilson Tiger family. Just how much we have learned from you with your strength and your care and your dedication. My favorite memories of you are pretty much from the last 7 years, watching virtually every Deal and Wilson football game together. Especially my memories of sitting up on the steps above the stadium, the VIP section we called it, whether it was in the blazing sun, the cold, the pouring rain, just sitting there and talking and sharing and getting some wisdom from you around raising my son as a single mom. I just really appreciate everything you've given us and how we wouldn't be the strong, productive people we were today if it weren't for people like you, especially you. We love you, we appreciate you, and your strength is amazing, and as a Wilson Tiger family, we love you. Stay strong.
Hey, this is Van Johnson, 1992 Woodrow Wilson alumni. Had a chance to play for the legend, the dynamic, instrumental Coach Horace Fleming in that 1991 city championship that we won with Woodrow Wilson back in the day. I have so many dynamic and great memories of Coach Horace Fleming. Being in his team sports class, that was hilarious as hell. Had an opportunity to work with Coach Fleming as a PE teacher at Wilson for a little while, and that was wonderful because it gave me a chance to get to know Coach Fleming in an intimate way, a way that most athletes don't get to know their coaches. But as I became a man, he was instrumental in just giving me words of wisdom. My memory that I never forget, and it's not even football related, is I was going through a tough time. It was when my kids were young, probably 2 and 3, and I was living in Hartford County, and I had a Scooby Mobile, and it broke down on me, in front of the apartment that we were living in. I called Coach, and he came right on out there. It's probably an hour drive, and helped me out of my situation, and that's something that stayed with me forever, and I never forget it. And I always say, pay it forward. And I just want you to know, Coach Fleming, that I love you, always have loved you. You always like a surrogate dad to me, always want the best for you. And I'll keep it lighthearted, but you were very instrumental in me growing and just becoming a man through your words of wisdom.
So, Coach Fleming, Van, I love you tremendously. If I can do anything for you or your family, you let me know. And go Tigers.
Hi, I'm Bernice Ford. And cuz I think my favorite or the memory that comes up for me is just our childhood and you coming into the house, you seeing me in the kitchen and saying, you just had that look, where are my brothers? And I just pointed you to where they were. And you reminded me recently, a couple of years ago, don't ever take a picture without a family picture without you, my other brother. And that is for sure. That is for sure. I love you. And I have been proud of you. And you know I did make a Wilson game one Thanksgiving, and I'm so glad of it. Okay. Talk to you. Bye-bye.
Hey, Coach Fleming, this is T. Mackey. Although I'm known for playing basketball, I'm also known for tennis and ping pong. So I remember that ping pong tournament we had at Shawnee's house, and I whipped everybody who got on that ping pong table, including you. But I just remember your competitive nature and your determination. So at any time, if you want a rematch, just let me know, and I'll make that happen. Love you, Coach.
Hey, Dad, it's Nia. There's a bug. I don't really know what to say. I guess I'll just talk about how my dad is my best friend. I don't know. I'm a daddy's girl, so you know, every time he would go out to the garage or go fix something, I would be the little boy to help him because Barry's too old. But we had a lot of fun. He taught me a lot. He yelled at me a lot, and it was funny. But my most lasting memory is when he told me that he likes this song, I Like It by Janelle Monáe. And it's basically a song about essentially being yourself and being who you are and being true to yourself. And I've always been worried about my dad accepting me for who I am and my parents in general, but he recently told me that, you know, he wants me to be me and he knows that I'm gonna do me regardless. So, love him to death.
Hey, Mr. Fleming, just stopping in to send a little bit of love your way. First off, thank you so much for always being so welcoming and inviting every time I've stopped by your place, unexpectedly with Shawnee. It's always been good times, laughter, you tell the best stories, and you make the best crabs that I've ever had up to today. So just want to say thank you again, and don't forget that you owe me a trip to the live because I still need to teach you how to play roulette.
Hey, Mr. Fleming, it's been a pleasure meeting you, and I hope to see you again soon.
So until next time, signing out, the Island Girl Mel and her mini-me, Nolis.
Coach Fleming, man, you are, if you are one of or not the biggest male influence in my life. You always been a father figure to me. Man, I love you like you my real dad. Your family always embraced me. You took me under your wing when I was 14 years old coming into Wilson. You know, you was hard on us. You was hard on me. You made me a better person. And even when you allowed me to coach with you, you guided me in the right direction to make me a head coach. I don't think I would be as successful as I have been today if it wasn't for you. And I want to say, you know, I love you. I tell you that all the time. Man, you know, you was the dad that I didn't have in my life. So, man, I just want to say I appreciate you and love you. You know, some of the funniest things, funniest moments that I had with you, man, some of the best times I remember I always talk about how we, before Thanksgiving, when you had your coaches meeting, man, Mrs. Fleming, man, she'll cook dinner. It might be 8 of us, but she'll cook for like 30 people, and we were over here eating like crazy. And I always enjoyed that. I always enjoyed coming over to your house. Anytime, anything I needed, you was always there for me. I remember the times when I was going to see my daughter play all the way down by Stafford County in Virginia. I didn't have nobody to ride with, and I knew I can always count on you to ride with me, so you always would go. And then some of the funny thing that we did together, I remember you. We used to always go fishing, man. And I remember one time we was fishing under the Bay Bridge, the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, and I don't think the anchor was down on your boat all the way. And I was sitting down on the boat, and I kept saying, Coach, man, something not right. The boat, it seemed like we going in circles. And you said, man, we ain't going in no circles. 5 minutes later, I said, Coach, man, I got to lay down on the boat. I don't know if I had motion sickness or not, but we was only on the water for like 10 minutes, and we had to go back in. We had to go back in because I was dizzy. But that was a crazy day. I shouldn't have ate them potato chips probably before I got on the boat. You told me not to eat them potato chips. But, man, I just want to say, man, I hope you get better. And I love you, Coach.
Coach, what's up, Gerald Brown? Class of 98, Woodrow Wilson Tigers. You hear me? Hey, man, I just wanted to tell you I appreciate you for help guiding me, mold me, to potentially be the man that I am today. Me and a couple of my compadres, you know, the best team you ever had that didn't win a championship. I mean, we was good, but we ain't win. You know, I just wanted to reach out to you and let you know that you was very much appreciated. You've been a tremendous impact once again to me and many young men who needed you, and you were there when they needed you. You was a light to a lot of people. All right. Now, I've never really seen you mad, but even within you being a little upset, you was still happy and making jokes, stuff like that, man. One thing that really impacted me, and probably some of the men, you know, I don't know if you recall, but we had a game in high school, and you got us all over at your house. All right. Me, Mo Hill, and a couple other guys. I knew we was a good team, you know, but at that point, you made me realize there was more to it than football, because you brought us over your house. We was in the Fred Sanford truck, all right? But we went to Pizza Hut. You took us to Pizza Hut. We had a ball that night. We had a blast. We Pizza Hut, went to your house. We spent the night in high school. We stayed at your house. You had about 5 or 6 of us in your house at high school. But, you know, that just brought us together. And the thing, you know, that you did without us even knowing was you showed us something different, because we went out your house, so we got to see that outside of being in the hood. But the one thing when I really knew it was love and it was family, you got some knuckleheads in your house in the basement, and the first thing we hear when we wake up was Fred Hammond gospel music blasting. And when we all started joining in and singing, and you ain't miss a beat, you wasn't trying to be nothing but yourself. And I got to see that, and it was a privilege for me to see that at that time too, you know, because you was a man's man, and you always are a man's man, and you moved how you wanted to move, and always found a way to treat people in such a manner where you was respected and appreciated. Got the biggest heart just to let you know we right here, and it's all love.
Uncle Fleming, big time, man, big time. I know you probably like who this. Let me lift my glasses up. It's your niece, Jeannie. Yes, I cut all my hair off. You probably like, You looking just like your mother right now. But yeah, I'm in a little polo right now because I'm just trying to be like you, be the best coach as I can, trying to impact these players' lives every day. One memory that I do have is when we were really young, had to be like 6 or 7 years old, and we used to go to your house for Thanksgiving and see these 350-pound guys just stack their plates up with food, everything. And you know, me, I'm like, y'all not gonna leave no rolls for me, no turkey. Oh, all right, cool, you got it. I ain't gonna argue with you, big fella. But yeah, during that time, I didn't really understand. But as I got older and started to coach, I realized that when you do coach, that you're doing it for not yourself, but for other people and to impact other people, because a lot of people don't have some of the things that you have. And honestly, for me, seeing that in the atmosphere in your house, that's the reason why I coach today, and that's my why. I'm always going to keep that memory. I always said that when I do become a head coach, and even as an assistant, you know, those are the most precious times that I'm going to spend with them. I'm going to help them out whenever I can, and things like that. So I just want to say thank you. I love you. I miss you so much. I know I've been MIA. I'm so sorry. I've been everywhere with coaching, but I know you understand. And if you was to tell me something right now, I know you would be like, "Oh, girl, shut up. That's what coaching about. That you gonna be fine. You gonna be fine." So I just want to say thank you. I love you once again, and I miss you, and I cannot wait to see you.
Hey, Coach Fleming, this is Wesley Jerome, Woodrow Wilson class of 1989. Just wanted to take a quick moment to say thank you for all the things that you have imparted, not only into myself, my former teammates, but also so many other lives that you've touched through the years. It's amazing to consider, you know, how the number of hours, the number of conversations, number of stories that you've shared through the years that have gone a long way to building up character, building up people. So thank you. I probably would not have even joined the football team had it not been for another mutual friend of ours, Carlos Diaz, God rest his soul. But I'm glad that he did, because I did enjoy my time with the football team under your leadership. And again, I have grown from the things that you've imparted, you know, taking pride in hard work, pride in seeing a job all the way through to completion, you know, overcoming obstacles, enjoying victories, you know, not getting pulled down too far by the losses. So thank you so much. Even now, my kids might come home and say, you know, "Dad, I'm so happy I got a 95, I got a 97, 98 on my test or on this project," and that's great. You know, that's great that you did. But what about those 1 or 2 problems that you got wrong? Yeah, go take a Tiger Mile. Go take a lap. You know, they might not appreciate it now, like I didn't appreciate, you know, some of the lessons that I learned back then. But I'm sure they'll appreciate them at some point. Let me recognize you now. I appreciate you. Appreciate all of the time, all of the things that you've done for us. So may God bless you. May He continue to bless you. May He continue to smile upon you. Blessings.
Coach Ed said, "I'm another one of those knucklehead neighborhood kids that he had to turn into a football player. He is not just a coach, but a father to us guys without one in our household. He checks on our grades even to the extent of bringing out the bat for discipline. It's what some of us needed because we weren't getting it at home. It has now transpired into me now coaching. I find myself going the extra mile with some of the troubled kids. He has truly made his mark on the world. I know his fight all too well because he taught me."
Hey, Coach. CJ Jones here. Number 22, class of 89, Woodrow Wilson, Lady Tigers. Man, you want to know how you have impacted my life? You have impacted my life greatly. At a young age, you instilled so many values in me that I have taken with me and still use today. like working hard and never quitting and keep moving forward no matter what is thrown your way. When you're the underdog, just keep going, because the underdog can win sometimes. You know, when the odds are against you and things aren't favoring you, you can rise. You can rise, and you taught me these things, that just because life is hard and things are challenging, it doesn't mean that you can't move through them. You taught me those things, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You were the first person that made me understand that I was a champion, and I had to live and work and act like a champion. And champions are set apart, and they're a little bit different. So they have to work harder. They have to prove themselves a little bit more. And I just want to thank you for that, because to this day, I still know that I'm a champion when things get hard with life. And they say to give my fondest memory, my best memory of you, is when it was the summer of 1986, I believe. I wasn't even a student at Woodrow Wilson quite yet. We were playing in the Jelliff Summer League. You invited me to play with the team. And I was just a baby then, but full of life. And you brought me on and said, hey, I'm gonna let you play in the Summer League. And you sat me down one day and you showed me my first recruitment letter before I had even played one day of high school ball. It was from George Mason. You remember that? George Mason University. I was so excited. And that day you told me you believed in me, and if I worked hard, that I could be all met, I could get a college scholarship, and that basketball could take me to places that I haven't been, and instill good values in me. And I believed you. I believed you wholeheartedly, and I followed you faithfully, and I did the things that you said to do and worked hard. And as a result, I'm still a champion, Coach. I love you so much. You've been a dad, you've been a coach, you've been a friend, you've looked out for me even when I didn't know any better and made dumb decisions back then. I love you so much. Thank you for the sacrifices you made for all of the students, all of the athletes, our entire school. You have a legacy beyond measure. And I just want to thank you. I'm glad to be a part of it. I love you so much. And I wish you well. I know you're having some health challenges, but God. I love you, Coach. You take care. Peace and blessings.
Hey, Coach. Or AKA Big Barry. It's your boy Brad. He said, I got my little man in my hands, man. I just want to say get better, man. Wish you all the best. Great. Me and you chat, talk sports, chop it up all the time. Kept it real, man. I love you, man. Take care. Be safe. You got anything to say? Oh, got milk. Peace.
Hey, Coach Fleming. This is Chris Fry, retired Marine Lieutenant Colonel, but better known to you as number 17, quarterback from class of 1989. Just want to take the opportunity to tell you how much I love you, how much you're in my heart, my thoughts and prayers. I want to thank whoever's idea it was to come up with the video testimony tribute to you. I'm all over it. I was fortunate enough to have you at my retirement ceremony last May. I want to thank you for that. I got to boast about you in front of a room of 100 plus people, so now I get a chance to do it again, so I'm all over it. First of all, what have you meant to me? Like, how have you impacted my life? There's no way that I could have made it through the Naval Academy. There's no way that I could have served 24 years in the Marine Corps without having you in my life, without having you being my high school football coach. There are three things I think that I've come away with having you in my life, and that's one, physical toughness, two, mental toughness, and three, what it means to be a true leader. Your ability to take me out of my comfort zone when I needed it the most, to challenge me physically, to challenge me mentally, to be tough on me. I needed that. but at the same time, you knew different ways to approach me, to motivate me, and it all worked. It all worked. You're a true leader. You're somebody that people want to follow. People do things for you because they want to, not as with some other leaders that they feel like they have to. People want to make you proud. And those things, especially like the leadership part, are some of the things that I've taken away, whether it be leading Marines, whether it be just using with my two sons. It's invaluable. It's very special. And I know I'm just one of 100, if not 1,000 other kids that have had the privilege to have you in my life, but I definitely count you as a special angel that was sent to help me, to help guide me along my way. As far as favorite memories, I've actually got two. One more recent, but I'll talk to the latter. Back when I was your quarterback, I remember practicing at Fort Reno, and I remember having a tough practice. Things just were not clicking, and I was getting down on myself. I was getting really down on myself, and you were barking at me like you do with anybody else. You were yelling at me, and you could tell it just wasn't sinking in. It was not sinking in. But you also knew at the same time that I was trying to get into the Naval Academy. I wanted to be a naval officer. That was my goal. And at that time, when I was having such a tough practice, you said to me something like, "Hey, Chris, you know what? I don't care about football. I don't care about being a football player. You need to pick yourself up. You need to I can't use the profanity, but you need to do this because you're going to be an officer. You're going to be a leader. I want to make sure that you're the best naval officer that you could be." And I remember that to this day. And that truly motivated me. But my other memory, more recent one, was actually the last homecoming game at, the Tenley, Tenley Bar and Grill, right? And I remember just sitting with you and Coach Powell outside and just watching all the other Wilson alumni come by and talk to you and just interacting with you and just kind of being in awe, like just thinking about like all the different young men and even young women that you've impacted, like their lives. And just watching that and thinking like, it's almost like planting seeds. Like you planted so many seeds at Wilson, and these seeds like grew and were harvested, and they wound up, just being really good young men and women and good mothers and fathers, and passing that on to their kids. And thinking about that, I think it just made me so happy inside that I was a part of that family, that I am a part of that family, and I passed that on. So, Coach, I just want to let you know you're loved by so many people. You have touched so many people, and we all love you. And you'll forever, ever, ever be in our hearts. God bless.
Hey, Coach. Wow. I got so many memories. My entire 3 years of playing high school basketball, I got so many memories. But this one stands out the most. Your yellow Mercedes with the one white windshield wiper. We all always piled in that car on our way to and from Jelliff to play in Summer League. It was raining really, really hard, and that one windshield wiper was not working. Boy, we laughed so hard about that car. I ragged you so much about that car. Finally, you got rid of it. Coach, I just wanted to say that I love you. I have been praying for you. I wish you a speedy, speedy recovery. Lord knows you have been a great part of my life. Ever since I met you when I was at Deal, to high school, to my college career, to my professional career, to when I arrived here at Wilson High School. It came full circle for me. I love you. May God bless you. Get well, Coach.
What's up, Unc? It's your favorite niece. I love you. Thank you for everything. I do want to tell you, we did break a whole lot of stuff that's in the basement about 20 years ago. But if you ain't found it yet, you be all right.
How you doing? My name is Carl Pringle. I'm class of 1985, and I am was a proud member of the Woodrow Wilson football team under Coach Fleming. Coach Fleming was one of the first positive black men I've ever met, mentor, role model. Even today, he still encourages me and gives me drive to be better and do more, because he did more. Playing football, he told me what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear, and I appreciated him for that. He taught us, a little bit of everything. He helped us out sometime with our classes. He stayed on us, and a lot of us needed that coming from single family homes. We needed sometime a man to, check us but still have our backs. And thank you, Coach Fleming, for doing that. One of the memories, crabbing them hills. Lord, crabbing them hills. God, I can't forget crabbing them hills. And doing them drills. Running back drills were running back drills. But I want to thank Coach Fleming because he exposed me to different things. All I thought I knew was football, but then he turned me on the track also, which became a good thing for me. So thank you, Coach Fleming, for all you did, all you're going to do. Appreciate you. Love you, Coach.
So, Uncle Horace is what I know you as, but while I can recall hundreds of fabulous memories from childhood and growing up, and you being such a great role model and taking care of me and looking out for me, one of the things that I always admire is how fondly you are thought of in the DC area. I meet people all the time, and if anybody knows anything about DC football, they know Coach Fleming. And it's always this great, warm, euphoric kind of, feeling that they have when it comes to your influence in their lives. Especially so many of our men, boys then who are now men. And all I can do is think of how great that is and what a great legacy that is to have. So not only just a great dad, provider, role model, but to your family, but also to a whole DC community. And that is always so very amazing and impressive and actually absolutely the work of God. So, with that being said, Uncle Horace, thank you for all you are and all you have ever done for anyone and everyone. And I love you.
Hey, Coach Fleming, heard people were getting together to shoot videos for you, so I wanted to make sure I got a chance to say hello. I want to thank you for everything you've done for me and for so many of us over the years. You invited me in the fall of '86. I'd never played football before in my life, and you convinced me to come out and join the team and put me on the field. And when I dropped my first pass, you put me back in and kept throwing the ball to me. And spent a great 3 years on the squad and at school and learned so much from you and had great time over all those years with all the fantastic people that you took under your wing. Many of us had a lot of room to grow over the years, and thanks to you, a lot of people did. I think, being a part of your team over those years was certainly an honor and a pleasure, and it was also pretty entertaining. I have loved all the stories you told and all the jokes and all the life lessons you doled out. Some of us picked up those lessons more quickly than others, but everybody, I think, eventually got there. And, since '89, you've been at the center of the Wilson universe for a lot of us. And I always appreciate you continuing to treat us all like the extended family long after our years together had passed, and continue to be the center of the universe for the Wilson community for so many of us. And you know, two things I'll never forget. One was one game in the fall of '89. I realized as we were getting ready to leave that I left my cleats at home, and you got Coach Martin to take me home and pick up my cleats and bring me back for the game, which I appreciate it, and reminds me every time one of my kids does something wrong, irresponsible, to give them some space and take care of them. And the other was when I caught up with you back in I think the fall, winter 2006, 2007, and told you I was running for the school board. You started running down every name of every teammate and player that you thought lived in my neighborhood that I should reach out to for help. And so I appreciate you doing that for me. Thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoy this video and this conjures up some good memories for you. Take care.
Hi, Coach Fleming, or Pops as I call you. It's Terry Garcia. How you've impacted my life. You've definitely been a father figure through the years. You've shown me what family is and how family is not necessarily defined by blood. You've shown me what it is to have someone's back, to truly be supportive of the people that you love. You've shown me teamwork, what it is to be part of a team, and how to work hard and how to take pride in what you do. You've taught me tough love, which to this day I will always remember, you know, watching you with all the players, and I knew you cared, but sometimes you were very harsh, is what would go through my mind. But I finally understood that, you know, sometimes you've got to be tough. You can't sugarcoat things in order for someone to get the lesson that you're trying to impart on them. So I'm thankful for that. I hold those things dear to me. My first memories of you, of course, are with Carlos, and me always waiting for him after school for practice to be over, and used to see me every day. So you finally came up to me one day. You didn't ask. You told me if I was going to be there every day, I might as well do something productive. And so you told me I would be filming the games and practices for you all, which led to me being one of your football managers, which I truly enjoyed. Some of the best time in my high school years was with you and the football team. I truly, truly enjoyed it, and I will, you know, keep that dear to my heart. You have been a very important person, of course, with Carlos and me and our families. Knowing the way you loved him as a son, and knowing how he loved you as a father. Those are truly special moments in my life. And, you know, through the years, you know, it's been nice seeing you and talking with you and reminiscing with you and so forth. And we always get a kick, you know, out of talking about Carlos and all his crazy antics, and, you know, and how he kind of pestered you on he was going to get on the football team and so forth. And even when I, you know, post pictures of him, you know, remembering him and so forth, like his first football, the first time you put him in with his spanking clean uniform. You could tell he's never been out on the field before. You know, so those are special times for me. And I will always, you know, hold those dear and hold you dear to my heart. I know you're going through some medical issues right now, and I pray to God that, you know, He sees you through them. I know it's not always easy, but I pray that you come through this, stronger than ever. You've always been a force to be reckoned with. You've always kept it real, and I hope you know that you mean so much to so many people. So just know that, you mean the world to me, and I wish you well, and I will be thinking of you, and I hope to see you soon. I love you dearly. All right. Bye.